All right, time for another video. In this one, we are going to cover custom audiences for website traffic. So these are commonly referred to retargeting audiences. Essentially, if anybody comes to your website, we can have Facebook's pixel put them in a bucket based on what they did or didn't do. So I'm going to talk kind of high level on these because everybody's URLs on their websites will be different. If you're a Carrot customer, you'll get a little extra benefit because I will talk in terms of some of the common URLs that Carrot sites launch with, and just kind of talk through some of the funnels because I'm obviously very familiar with how Carrot sites are set up. So again, like always, coming into custom audiences, except for this time, we're going to go to website traffic. And I'm going to just kind of talk high level of an overview of what you can do in here, and then we'll go ahead and make a couple. I already have some retargeting lists, so I'll go ahead and make some duplicates. But first things first, you want to make sure you're choosing the right pixel. You should only have one pixel. I've covered this in other videos, but if you have like a buyer, seller, whatever site, land buying site, they can all use the same Facebook pixel. Where this comes into play is if you're running multiple ad accounts. So maybe you and your business partner have one for your seller site, and then you just have one privately for your land site. That's where the pixel comes into play. You can go up to 180 days here, and that's why it's so important to put the pixel on early. Some of this I'm always a little confused. Like sometimes it looks like it retroactively will go back and add people to that audience, which is pretty crazy. I'm not sure how it does that, but I have seen that happen. Suffice it to say, get it on early, pick the day that you want, and that should hold you over. So what I like to do is I like to do like a 3-day and then create that, do like a 7-day, create that, do like a 30-day, because your messaging is going to be different. In 3 days, you might be like more of a direct ask or like come back and engage with me. 30 days out, you're like, hey, you're still thinking about selling your house. 180 days out, you're like, did you sell your house? How did it go? Kind of thing. So very different messaging based on how long ago they visited your website. Now, here is the power of the retargeting audiences. You can come in here to visited a specific page. So I can say anybody who visited my site, and then refine further by, and also visited, maybe I should be typing it out like invest.com. Maybe they also visited my step 2 page, right? So that means that they came to my site, but they also filled out my first form, and that might be step 1, opt-in, no step 2, 3 days. That's how I usually name my audiences. So that's it. You can, so it's telling you, it might be too small or whatever, and then you can create the audience. The other thing I can do is I can say anybody who visited my site and visited the step 2 page, and in that way I can exclude them from seeing my ads because they're already opted in. So this one might be like successful lead, opt in 3 days, and then I can say exclude these people, this bucket, from seeing my ads. But the most important one, I would say everybody needs to go and create, like right now after watching this video, is just one that is all website traffic. Create that, create a 7-day, create a 30-day. You can create a lot of custom audiences in here, so don't be afraid of like making too many. You can always delete them later. Here you can exclude anybody, so that would be kind of like what I showed you. I typically will leave the exclusion type stuff for the ad set level. Just so I don't get confused and accidentally exclude people in a bucket and then do it again at the ad set level and kind of mess everything up. So I leave that for later. I don't know how your website's set up, so if you have a question specifically about how you should like create some of these audiences based on URLs, feel free to drop a comment underneath this video or reach out to me and we can talk strategy on that. But suffice it to say, any of your website pages that are going to opt in for a lead, like where you are either giving away a free resource, maybe it's like a home value report, or if you're an agent and you want somebody who clicks on it, like maybe you have a high-end $1 million property and you want to make that URL retargeting to people so you can get back in front of them, create an audience in here, and Facebook will take care of the rest. The other thing you can do, you can mess around with here so they'd have to match all of these. So instead of saying and, it would be or I'm sorry, the other way around. You can do by time. So it's not necessarily by like 3 minutes, by 2 minutes. It's like top 25 percentile of, the visitors. You can specify pages. I typically don't get that granular unless you're getting, thousands and thousands of page views and want to, segment your buckets like really granularly, then you can play around with that. The other thing is, this is somewhat of a newer feature. You can come in here and just from your events. So you could say, put anybody this is my step 2, and this would be the same thing as the URLs. So whenever this pixel fires, they get put in this bucket, and you create an audience. Again, it'll ask if you want to create a lookalike audience. If you're comfortable with that, do it. If not, in 2 more videos, I will show you how we can do that and what that is and why it's interesting and something you should test, but not just blindly turn on and hope for the best. And again, you'll notice that it's not available and it's populating, and it will tell you when the audience is ready for you to start using. All right. So I'm going to pause it there for the retargeting audiences, and then next we are going to move into the engagement audiences on Facebook. So we'll see you over in the next video.